Yo, hello everyone and welcome back to the Dividend Investor. I'm back today with another portfolio update. Obviously if you're new to this channel, if you're not yet subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. I'm getting so close to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, guys. So all the help I can get will be much appreciated in me reaching my goal. So that's obviously it for the introduction, but I'll get straight into the video now. Yeah, so I'll be going over my Freetrade stocks and shares ISA dividend portfolio for you today. Just going over obviously how the stocks have done over the last week or so, my movers and fallers, what the stocks are up and down for me overall. And also I'll be going over as well, Freetrade have now released fractional shares on the platform, but I'll be going into that later at the end of the video. And obviously I do think it is a really good addition to the app. Obviously other companies have fractional shares already, even such as Trading 212 in the UK and Robinhood in the US, and obviously a few others as well. But anyway, so you can see in a minute, guys, my stocks and shares ISA portfolio is at £3,538. You can see over the last week it's been up and down, but generally it has gone up. And over the month again, obviously still very turbulent times, all that is going on at the moment. So we're going to the first stock, which is AbbVie. AbbVie, I'm up 17.34%. Obviously, I think the drugs companies are doing really well at the moment. Obviously, with all the research they're conducting, all the funding they're getting, and the AbbVie stock is soaring quite high, up 11% in the last 30 days. Then next we have is Verizon, who I'm down 2.81% with. Overall, just not too much of a fall for them really, just down a couple of percent in the last month. And then next up is Microsoft. Microsoft, who've, you can see there, I'm 31.17% up with Microsoft. They had a really good earnings report, and obviously that's shown in the rise of the stock. They're up 12% in the last 30 days, and obviously still growing in the last week, another 5.17%. So a really great company, Microsoft, guys. You can see over the year they grew to $188 around 10th of February. Then they had a rapid decline when the pandemic started, but obviously now they're pretty much to where they was before the pandemic. That's what big companies do that. Obviously Microsoft did well with the earnings report, which the stock has rose again. Just on the two shares of Microsoft, really want to be buying into more of these. The next up there is AT&T. AT&T, I'm down 7% in them. Obviously a big company in the US, phone lines company. You can see down 3.96% in the last 30 days. The problem is they do have quite a huge level of debt. But obviously, as I've covered in my other video, my stock analysis of AT&T, obviously the dividend payments and so on will be paid off by their assets and other things. So AT&T, I was in the green for a long time with these. There was around, I think the peak got to around just under $40. Obviously, since the pandemic started, they've rose. Bit of a pullback recently, but still $28. So it could be a huge buying opportunity for AT&T. I currently just own I'll go into that later. I have 12 shares, so you can see the 0.1751% share. I'll get into that later. That is a fractional share that I've purchased. Next up is Colgate. I own 5 shares of Colgate, and I'm down just under 5% with them. Again, they had a good earnings report, but not too much movement for them really in the last month. Quite steady. In the last year, you can see they've managed to crawl back up from end of March, where obviously a lot of the stocks, that's probably where they're at the lowest point. Then next up on the list we have is Coca-Cola, ticker symbol KO. I'm down 3.25% with them at the moment. Down 4.11% in the last 30 days. Last week again down a further 2.19%. And then we have next is Starbucks. Starbucks again, a bit confused with Starbucks because they had quite a bad earnings report. Obviously people aren't going out buying coffee as much, which obviously leads to an effect on the business, but the stock's up 10% in the last week, even after a bad earnings, and up again a further 3% over the last week. I own just the 4 shares at the moment of Starbucks, and I'm down just, obviously as I said then, down 14.33%. I think some of these stocks are the best dividend stocks to buy right now, guys, in my personal opinion. This is why dividend investing is great. Buy the low prices, obviously, but obviously they usually keep the same yield. Obviously some companies have cut the dividends, but if you invest in really good companies, will continue to grow the dividend even in crises like this with how the economy is. Next up is Johnson & Johnson, another company with a good earnings report. At the end of the first quarter of the year, up 7.35% in the last 30 days, and I'm up just under 12.5% overall with them. And the next up is Ford. Obviously Ford have been crashing for a while now, even before the pandemic, but I did predict that they'd be hit hard with all this going on at the moment. As you can see, I'm down 53% in the last year, and I'm down 48% overall. They've cut the dividend as well, which isn't a good sign, because Ford did have quite a good dividend yield, probably too high in terms of the share price to share ratio. Then next up we have is Pfizer. Pfizer, another drugs company. I'm up 2.5% with them. And quite a bit of a rise again, obviously drugs company doing well at the moment, up 10% in the last 30 days and just down 1.81% in the last week. Rolled at Shell, down, obviously oil took it as absolute battering over the last couple of months. I'm down 45.67% with Shell. They've had a bit of a rise in the last week or so hopefully that continues into the next week. Going to see more of a rise in them, but obviously could be great times to buy in oil and gas at the moment, I think, because I do still think oil and gas will be around as our main energy source for at least the next 15 to 20 years. Next is Imperial Brands. I'm down 17.04% with them. I own 7 shares. Obviously, cigarette company, not the most ethical of companies, I've said many times, but usually great dividend payers. As an investor, you can't be emotionally invested, literally. So, up 3.1% in the last 30 days. In the last year, you can see they're down 26% overall. Moving on to the next stock is PepsiCo, ticker symbol PEP. Just own the 1 share, and I'm down 4.5% with them. Next up we have is BP again, which is an oil company. I'm down 34.3% with them at the moment. They should have a similar graph to Shell, really. Yeah, up 5% in the last week, so hopefully that continues into the next week. Definitely, obviously, still think they're quite undervalued, BP. Could be looking to buy more shares of them. Next up is Walmart. I'm up 6.56% with them overall. Oriental Income is next on the list. I'm down 15.5%. Obviously, Oriental Income are investment trust. They seem to be crawling back up slowly but surely. Obviously, still have a few rocky roads on the way. I'm down 15.5% with them. Next is Beer Tobacco. I'm down not very much with them at the moment, just 0.15%. Again, these have had not too much of a rise in last week, just a couple of percent in the green. Still up in the year though, from the last 365 days, up 3.17%. Then there was Intel up 26.47% for me at the moment, up 1% in the last 30 days and up 2.96% in the last week. Next is HSBC. They've seemed to claw back a bit now. HSBC, I'm down just under 30%. As you can see over the year, they have really struggled, down 36.69%. All bank stocks in the UK have cut their dividends. Next is the S&P 500, Vanguard, up 3.86%. This obviously is the best, probably good index fund to have, as it does track the whole of the US market. Large US stocks up 7.44% in the last 30 days. You can see in the year the S&P has managed to claw back, not to the heights it was before the pandemic started, but I do think it'll be there in the next couple of months. Then we have Lloyds, another UK banking stock, down 43.09%. Not much happening with Lloyds really. Down again in the last week and down in the month as well. A massive down 48% in the year. Then there was National Grid, obviously utility companies, up 5.62%. They remained pretty solid during all this. Up, only had a little bit of a drop, probably dropped around, I'd say around 10% they dropped, but imagine to claw it back up. Taylor Wimpey, I'm down 16.27% with them. Again, they were doing really well before the pandemic started. They was up around 30%, now they're down 14.9% from what they was at the start of the year. Then next one was Wells Fargo, American banking stock. who are down. Yeah, they're down 43.50%. Then one of my new positions, Carnival, who I've managed to score quite lucky with, up 51.66%. Shame I could only buy the 2 shares, but that's the only spare bit of cash that I had. I do predict this stock will still be quite volatile over the coming months, so you can see they're down a massive 76% in the year. The stock was around £37 at one point. Now they're only a measly £9, but I managed to buy them at around £6, so I'm up 51.66%. Then when Greencoat UK, which is a new addition to the portfolio, I did 2 shares. With Greencoat, if you don't know, a wind and power trust from the UK. I wish I'd have bought in on them as they got down to £1.10, but I still think they'll continue to rise, and I got them at quite a good price, I feel still. And they're going to ex-dividend date soon as well. And the next one is UK Oil and Gas, which I just bought. I put 26p into it and bought 105 shares, so I'm not too fussed about that, but down 20.49%. Let's see what happens with that. And the last one is Bancora, which is a free share that I got, and obviously now, as I'm officially doing a beta testing for Freetrade, I can buy fractional shares of only US stocks, but I can only place a minimum order of £2 when I'm buying or selling anything, so I can't actually sell that now because it's only 24p. But yeah, that is it for the portfolio update, guys. So I just need to show you now, as I've said earlier on in the video, I am doing a fractional shares beta testing for Freetrade. Obviously, you have to sign up for it in this select year. They've selected around, I'm not sure how many people, but you can see now I purchased a fractional share. I received dividends from Verizon and AT&T on the 1st of May. And you can see I've started my own little dividend reinvestment plan, or DRIP as people call it. So the £3.36 has gone right back into Verizon, and the £4.26 has gone right back into AT&T. So it's only small amounts, guys. Obviously, that small amount will again increase my dividend payment slightly in the next month, and I can reinvest that. And obviously that's how your portfolio gets bigger. So I'm obviously thrilled that Freetrade have included the fractional shares into the app. I think it's a great addition. Obviously I do have to keep telling them how I think it is, as that's part of the signing up process. You do have to let Freetrade know what you like about the fractional shares and what you think they could improve on as well. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't liked this video, and get in the comments as well. Let's try and get this video to 100 likes and see if we can do it. But yeah, just let me know what you think, guys, of the stock market as a whole, and let me know how your portfolios are doing also. So on that, I'm going to leave you there, guys. Take care. Bye.